kissing booth because oh my goodness, I was talking to someone inviting someone to the kissing booth, and he was like, "What? You want me to sit in the kissing booth?" People are nervous when we say that. No. But you know what? We are kissing the community with the resources. You know, this is a new thing for him tonight. That's why I'm letting him do it.
But yes, we bring so many different guests on air and they tell us their stories. They bring you as well as us, everything that they're doing in the community, from entrepreneurs to pastors to community-based organizations to
Yes.
federal government. There are so many walks of life who we bring right here on the Kissing Booth so they can talk about their journey to save you some time and energy so you're not frustrated trying to figure it out because they've already done it.
Correct.
We're kissing you with resources, period. So again, stop it. Like and share. And talk about who our guest is tonight.
Oh, our guest tonight. Oh, wow. Our guest tonight, Mr. Corey L. Barnes. He is the senior pastor and co founder of Grace City Church in Baltimore, Maryland, and currently serves as the director of operations for the We, Our, Us Unity Engagement Men's Movement. He's a seasoned leader with extensive experience in ministry, education, and community development. He has previously served as Senior Director and Dean of Students for the North Bay Project, one of Maryland's largest youth development initiatives serving underserved communities. In this role, Corey provided strategic oversight for character development programming, trained leaders in behavior change, positive peer culture, hosted the North Bay Live Show, and cultivated partnerships with public school systems, helping more than 10,000 students annually across week long North Bay experiences. With over a decade of experiences as an educator in Baltimore City Public Schools, Corey spent the majority of his teaching career at New Song Academy, an initiative education reform institution. He also serves as the school's program coordinator for 2 years, where he launched a GED partnership with Baltimore City Community College to support local nonprofit organizations. Welcome, Corey.
Welcome. Now, before we get into the We Are Us movement, because I can't wait to dig into that, let's get into these hot topics first.
Oh, man.
So, there's a lot going on with Beyonce's family. Now, number one, Mama Tina's spoiled gumbo.
Listen.
Oh my goodness. Have you heard about it?
Listen.
So apparently, Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, had a pop-up booth at the Houston rodeo called Mama Tina's Gumbo. The pop-up was shut down last week due to alleged health code violations and someone allegedly vomiting blood after eating the gumbo.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
goodness, yeah, no, I'm not for that.
Mm.
It had been reported that the health department found the gumbo was not cooked on site, stored in non-food grade orange containers, and I guess that's supposed to be put, but put into a freezer at an unlicensed location.
Oh, man.
So it was also reported that proper logs of food temperatures were not kept, as well as the usage of food that was not approved on the permit application. So,
Mama Tina know better.
here's the thing. For me, you have to do things right. Now, hopefully, I know it wasn't Mama Tina. It probably was the workers.
But when you put your name out there, you know how it is. They never going to say the workers. They're going to say Mama Tina.
Well, this is true. And so this is, yeah. So you have to work even harder as the employees. But many people are alleging on social media that the gumbo had a foul taste and made many of them experience chills, nausea, and a fever. One person shared that they had an awful experience meeting Mama Tina, stating that I don't want to say it, was rude and dismissive.
Oh, no. How much
She
did
was
the gumbo
having a bad day. It was hot.
How much did the gumbo cost?
I don't know. I think it was like $25 for a cup. Them shrimp must have been like that. I don't know. $25 for a cup. Or more. No, it was a cup. It was a cup.
Mama Tina know better.
You know what? But they are getting that money and they're keeping it in the family. Because let's talk about Jay-Z and these ticket prices, baby.
Man, people selling their house.
You need to
giving up
to
their
sell
firstborn.
Jay-Z is having concerts at Yankee Stadium in New York to celebrate anniversaries of 2 of his albums.
2 big albums too.
Big. The first concert, called Jay-Z 30, is set for July 10th to celebrate the 30th anniversary of his debut album, Reasonable Doubt. And the second concert, called Jay-Z 25, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Blueprint. I can't believe that's been 25 years, but I mean, so that's going to be July 11th. So Monday, now the pre-sale had 1.6 million people waiting in Ticketmaster's queue for the sales to open. Now, due to the high demands, he added a third show for July 12th and called it Jay-Z Extra Innings.
Unfortunately, I was one of the 1.6. So
what?
I can't complain. It was
okay. So first of all, what did your ticket cost?
That's
crazy.
Yeah, let's not disclose.
No,
that.
I want to hear it because that's crazy work. Let me hold something. Anyway, so people are talking about the outrageous ticket prices. Now, the upper level tickets for night 1 was starting at $288. Okay. Is that what you got?
No.
The pit tickets was starting at $1,609. Did you get the pit?
Let's just say we in the building.
Oh, you got the 288.
Yeah, we ain't getting no 288.
That's
we ain't
in the building, baby.
Yeah, we in the building, but we ain't upstairs.
Okay. So night 2 upper level tickets were starting at $356, and the pit started at $1,714. Now, my question was, would you pay those prices? Yeah. Not. First of all, not when you can go on YouTube or just turn on Facebook and you can. I'm sure people are going to be streaming that.
So listen, I never used to be a concert person, and I was invited to go to my first concert, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, and how old were you when you did that?
Oh man, this was like 2-3 years ago.
What? You have got to be kidding me!
I was never a concert person.
Oh my goodness!
So and then when it comes to an artist that you really enjoy, and it's Jay-Z.
Well, no. First of all,
it's Jay-Z.
I guess so. That's how I felt for my birthday weekend. It was Valentine's Day weekend.
Who you go see?
Boyz II Men, New Edition, and Tony. Don't do that. Don't. What? New Edition fans, get him in them comments.
I didn't say anything.
Don't do that.
Did you enjoy the show?
New Edition alone. First of all, the tickets wasn't thousands.
That's a classic.
Alone, you had Bobby Brown, solo artist, JG, solo artist, Ralph Tresvant, solo artist. You got New Edition, and you have BBD.
They all showed up?
They all was there, and even Bobby was dancing. It was a great show.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Was there. It was, but guess what? I was in the VIP over there. I could see each person, and I wasn't in the nosebleeds like you're 288.
I'm not in the nosebleeds. When I send you a picture from where I am, you're going to know.
Okay. Now, let's talk about Solange. Is Solange adjacent? So Solange's son, Jules Smith, was flirting with the older woman.
That's a little more than flirting, but go ahead.
Baby. So videos have been circulating around social media of Jules Smith, Beyonce's nephew, flirting with the reality star Tommy Lee from the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Baddies. Now listen,
I don't even know none of them shows. But
I know Tommy Lee, baby. That's like you say, it's more than flirting. But anyway, the two were spending time together, and it showed Jules giving Tommy a piggyback ride, and Tommy allegedly saying, "My baby, you so fine," referring to Jules.
She knows Solange got hands.
There were several videos posted across Instagram and Snapchat of them participating in PDA and being extremely flirtatious.
I'm gonna mind my business.
So this has ruffled the feathers of many people on social media because of the pair's large age gap. Now, Jules is 21 years old and Tommy is older than his mama, Solange.
How old is Tommy?
So, first of all, Solange is 39 and
Mhm.
Tommy is 41.
Oh.
Wait a minute, 20-year difference.
Listen,
So
I'm a mind my business.
Tommy claims that there is nothing going on with the two of them. What you think? Have you seen Tommy? Do you have a picture to show him Tommy? And now you 21, and this, hold on, but that's you can't really see. That's not a good. That's not see because I know you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, she knows Solange got hands.
Exactly. Listen.
Well, all I can tell Tommy is don't get on the elevator with Solange.
Period.
That's all I can say.
So, are you ready for your hot boy summer?
No, I'm a good Christian young man, and I don't know anything about any hot boy summer.
Well, check this out. Frontier Airlines goes wild. They going wild. So Frontier Airlines has a promotion going on where you can get this Kissing Booth people. You know, we need to name our followers. Kissers or something. We gonna name them something.
Make sure y'all kiss the community.
But listen, they have this promo going on where flights, you can get flights, unlimited flights now for a year. The Go Wild Pass will allow you to fly to fly to over 100 destinations for only $349 until April 2027.
Oh, wow.
The price is for a limited time. Then it goes to $599. And guess what? I hear they got a firm or something. You can make monthly pay, baby. So for all of you are saying, I can't take no vacations, you looking for a hot girl or a hot boy summer, Frontiers goes wild. Get on board.
And then they put this out right at tax time.
Exactly. They knew what they were doing. The flight's going to be sold out. So listen, it includes unlimited number of flights, confirmed bookings the day before departure for domestic flights. So that's hot girl. That's hot boyish.
Yep.
The day before. Anyway, confirmed bookings
labeled
10 days before departure for international flight. And you can use your elite status for free bags. And now see, I have never flown Frontier, but I literally was just on their website this week looking at this Go Wild.
You getting the Go Wild Pass?
I'm not getting the Go Wild Pass.
You getting the Go Wild Pass?
However.com.
You getting the Go Wild Pass?
Listen, I thought they was going to charge me for oxygen. They said for the personal, if you want to, listen, calm down, listen. If you want to check a bag, no, I understand about the check bags. Carry on a bag is a charge.
Everything with Frontier's a la carte?
If you have a purse, is a charge. Wait a minute. If you want to speak to a representative, it's $20 each way. And this is facts. I'm not joking.
Okay.
That's facts. So you want to take advantage? Is anybody taking advantage of this?
The Go Wild Pass.
Is this news to you guys? I need to see some comments about this. Do y'all want to go wild for the summer?
I'm gonna have to look into this one. It's possible. It's possible.
You could.
Yeah, it's possible.
You go out and eat and spend, what is it?
$350.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nothing. Yes.
You hear that? Let me hold something.
Oh, here
that's
we go.
Nothing.
Here we go.
You know what? Go wild because you might be going into the army. So the army is raising the enlistment age. See, they working with Frontier. They said, let's go wild because then we're going to put you on the front line.
Oh boy.
Okay, so the U.S. Army will be increasing the enlistment age from 35 to 42.
Oh man, I can still make it.
This will go into effect April 20th. Now, are you ready for that? Anyway, there are also loosening some other enlistment restrictions as a result of the ongoing war with Iran. The Army is also allowing people to receive a waiver to enlist if they have a single prior conviction for marijuana or drug paraphernalia possession. Yeah, they don't care if you had prior. They don't care about that. It's smoke a little weed. Come on, bring your tail.
What?
Bring your tail. 42. Get on this front line.
What is going on? You know what? Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
So the Army's age limit increasing brings it close to the other branches of the military. So the Air Force and Space Force, the maximum age is 42, and the Coast Guard and Navy is 41. There are also some rumors of allowing women to be drafted.
Wow.
Could you be enlisted?
No.
Is stuff about to get real? Let me ask
stuff
you.
Already got real. It's already real. It's real.
This is why Frontier is going wild. Okay. And I don't even want to talk about this next one because y'all better not leave us. But guess what? Versus is tonight. Tyrese versus Tank.
Who y'all got?
Win? Right there. Who you got? I don't even know.
I'm gonna have to go with Tyrese on this.
I think I was gonna have to go with
Sweet
Tyrese
Lady,
too, baby. That's
Sweet
it.
Lady,
Sweet Lady.
Like that right there.
And
he
you
played
see,
that.
y'all, trying to he moved the microphone all close to his mouth.
Listen.
Let's sing him a note.
No, I'm just trying to kiss the community with resources.
Y'all, let's get into the show.
Email.
First of all, hi guys, welcome to the Kissing Booth. My name is Cherie Brooks, President and CEO of Power 52 Foundation. And I have my guest. He's still a guest, guys. I'm still my
permanent
guest.
host. Tell Cherie to go ahead and get me my key fob, my email address. Stop playing.
No,
this is permanent now.
He's a volunteer.
This is permanent
volunteer
now.
host. What's your name?
I'm Mr. J. Brebnor, and I came with the building.
And guys, tonight, who do we have?
We have our special guest who needs no introduction, Mr. Corey L. Barnes.
Welcome, Corey. Welcome. Are you enjoying the Kissing Booth thus far?
This is pretty cool. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I don't know if we've actually had anyone else who from a nonprofit here before. I don't know. I don't think so. Not doing like the kind of work that you're doing, and then especially in our home city, BMO.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm excited to dive into what you guys have going on. But before we get into the movement, about who we are, us are, tell me, what made you say, I can't sit on the sidelines anymore. I have to, get into action. I got to do something.
I mean, it was amazing because, 2015 was an amazing year, but it was a turning point year for our city. Freddie Gray was in Gilmore Projects. I spent 9 years right there, New Song, which is across the street from Gilmore Project. So they were Freddie friends that gave me a call about his what was going on in the death of Freddie. And so what pushed me was when I got that phone call from them, and to see our city erupt, I knew that it was a boiling point that have occurred for our city. And that was just a moment right there, being there, watching our city go through what it went through. That was the clarion call. And I'll talk about this, but there were so many people that's a part of We Are Us. We didn't know each other's name, but we were on the front line making sure that the young people didn't cross over the line, because if they crossed over, they're going to get arrested. So we had an understanding with the police that if they didn't cross, you all contain them on that side, we won't arrest them. So I'll talk about that, where we all met in 2018, but that was the moment that I understood that we will spend the rest of our lives making sure our city homicide rate comes down.
Well, that's interesting because Power 52, we were established in 2015, And then also, our church is right there on Calhoun
Yes.
and Pressman,
Yes.
right around the corner from
Yes.
New Song,
Yes.
which were community partners.
Yes.
And so it's interesting that we did not cross paths,
Yeah.
although I've been knowing Corey since I was
Yes.
a kid.
Yes.
Red light, green light.
Literally, right? And so it's just a trip how 6 degrees of separation,
Yes.
yet separation,
Yeah.
And so Freddie Gray, and this is why I've talked about many times too, is that that was a pivotal moment.
Yes.
Although we had this church in Sandtown
Yes.
doing amazing work, but it was just something about the Freddie Gray unrest that is like, okay, now it's time for us to do something else.
Yeah.
So that happens.
Yeah.
And then so you say you started in 2015.
Yeah, 28. We started the We Are Us movement actually came about in
2018.
Yeah.
So what happened in between then?
Yeah. So 2015, there's a picture. It's interesting. It's a picture where all of us are on the line, and Andrew Muhammad and Carlos Muhammad, we were all there. I knew Carlos, but I didn't know Andrew. I didn't know any of the other guys that was standing around.
Mm-hmm.
I was with 200 pastors. They were with, the nation was there. And so we're just doing what we do. We went into the police department. And anyway, fast forward to 2018. 2018, Catherine Pugh became the mayor.
Yeah.
And then that was the moment when she wanted to have what they call the African American Male Engagement Office. We understood that there needs to be a concentration on African American male. And what she was very strong at was she wanted to have it inside of the mayor's office.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a very powerful move there to have that. Dr. Andre Bunley became the deputy, and Andrew Muhammad became the director, and then Andrew Muhammad became the deputy director. And the nation knew very well how to do boots on the ground. Dr. Bunley, 30 years in education, had done education and had philosophy and things around the thought of how do we get young people. And then from those two, that office started, and then it was boots on the ground. 2018, there was 318 homicides. 275 of them was African Americans.
Wow.
175 of them were headshot wounds,
Wow.
which means each individual knew each other. It was close range.
Mm-hmm.
So that data alone told us we had to go to work. And so it started with them with mobilization of bringing pastors and everyone together. We didn't know each other's name in 2015, and then we got to know each other. And then we hit the street with 300 to 500 boots on the ground every week, 3-4 times a week.
So let me ask this. So you say you showed up on the front line, had 200 pastors.
Yes.
So you're at New Song at the time.
Yes.
How did
No,
you?
I wasn't at New Song.
You wasn't.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was no longer.
Oh, okay. So but you're just pastoring.
I have relationship with those kids. So I was in New Song.
Yeah.
I was at New Song from 95 to 04.
Oh,
so these are children. So Freddie and them was who I raised. They were in my class. They were my middle school students. They're adults now. So they were my former students. So so they called me when the incident happened. Yeah, my former students.
Oh, see, that's even. Oh my gosh, that's something else to see, because my mother was an educator, and we might be out anyway, and they say, "That's Miss Brooks."
Yeah, exactly.
So you know them.
Yes.
Okay, and so, but you say it's 200 pastors who rallied to get all of them together, so that they were even on the front line having these conversations with police.
Yeah, it was multiple calls that went out to different organizations. It was the Methodist and coalition, and it's multiple coalitions that got together, and we decided to meet down there. One of the things that was unfortunate, but a lot of pastors were coming into Sandtown, and there were already pastors doing work, and they were claiming pastors aren't doing this and pastors aren't doing that. So we gathered together as a coalition who have been doing work down there. And we were all down there, just kind of show a united front. Yeah.
And see, that's where I'm trying to go with this, because pastors do get a bad rap in churches. You're not doing anything. So I'm trying to, bridge the gap to say, what were you a part of
Yeah.
that you got that call other than the kids calling?
Yeah. So it was, we're part of a coalition of pastors down in Sandtown that was, again, New Song, you got to remember, New Song built 318 houses, a school, job placement, Habitat for Humanities. So we were all a part of a coalition of building up Sandtown. One of the key individuals was Elder Harris, who had been in the community for over
we know
four,
Elder Harris.
yeah, for 50 years.
Yeah.
Miss Amelia Harris and people and they were being overlooked, and so we thought it was important that the coalition pulled together. And made sure that we represent the community.
Okay, so that's what I want to hear.
So was there a defining moment where you realized like community change had become like your life's work?
Yeah. Well, I've always had the bug to go back into the community. You guys don't even know, but the school of Baraka. I was actually asked to go and teach there.
Wow.
But I had just got married. My wife was like, "We're not doing that. It's a little too soon."
First lady had to step
but
up.
I was one of the first individuals they were asked to go. I was excited. So mission and going out, it's been critical. But one of the things from that data, and I want you to understand, is that we understood that no one's coming to save us. We needed black men to go get our black boys and get in between the gun and the violence and began to say, this gotta stop. So that's what this was. It wasn't excluding the women, but we understood that African American males had to go out and get our African American male boys
That's
and
correct.
get in their faces and say, this has got to stop. And we're gonna have resources and we're gonna help you. So
that's good.
Yeah.
And so the church, so 2018 comes.
Yeah.
And then what happens? How did you who I guess who are the founders?
Yep. So Andre Bunley and Andrew Muhammad are the founders because Catherine Pugh asked them.
Okay.
And then they reached out to multiple pastors around the city. And that's when I got involved. They gave me a call. Again, I have an extensive nonprofit and for-profit business background. So by the time we got to 2020, we needed to become a 501c3. And that's where I came in. That's my expertise. My church have done multiple 501c3s, have gone. Araminta Freedom Initiative came out of our church. Multiple things have come, stopping human trafficking. So we multiple nonprofits. So I had that experience. And so from there, that's what really got me involved and really moved into a nonprofit world. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so what is We Are Us at its core?
Yeah.
So just talk about it so people can have a clear understanding.
So We Our Us, we use those three pronouns because in nonprofit world and for-profit world, often, but especially in nonprofit world, oftentimes in community engagement, it's more about me, myself, and I. So we wanted to have a counter message, we, our, us, that no one individual can stop violence in the community. It takes we, it takes our, and it takes us. So it's a coalition and a collaboration that we need all of us to do our part in order to make a real change.
Love it. Love
So
it.
that's why we called it We, Our, Us.
Okay.
So when you say we are us,
Yeah.
why is that language so important in the culture that often rewards the me?
That's exactly it. Like you're not going to stop community violence with me. There's a lot of groups doing great work. It wasn't into the collaboration. One of the things that the mayor said, like, how do we bring all of the resources, the city resources, the police department, the community, all at the table to transform our city? And that's what it took for, and that's why we, our, us is so important, because it has to be all of us. And too many times we're working in silos, doing great work, but it's that saying where you take a fist and you take one thing, but you ball that fist up and you hit the problem, then you're having a stronger impact. And that's what We, Our, Us is about, bringing partnerships together to really hit the problem.
Okay. And so how are you guys doing that? I know you have a collaborative of people, organizations, but what does it look like?
So there's 4 core commitments that we have. It's protect, connect, mediate, and message. The first thing is we protect. How do we protect? We understand that if in the police department, the first thing they do, the first line of protection is being present and visual. So the first form of protection for our community is going into the most difficult, violent neighborhoods with at least 100 to 300 men, to say not just protection, but to say we have resources and there's another alternative. So we do community engagement in the most violent neighborhoods, but we don't go there empty handed. We connect. We connect resources to the problem. So we have jobs, we have food distribution, we have on the spot rehab right there. So if you have addiction, we'll put you in a car and you can start your rehab process that night, along with job placement. We have someone on our staff that's right there. And so what we have, um, jobs that our team works already, that understands that some people need uh, background friendly jobs. So we have relationships that's already pride and already, so that if we meet you on Monday, you could have an interview by Thursday if you're ready, if you have your license and things like that. So we do that kind of work right there on the ground. And so protect and then mediate. We have a 24-hour 7-day a week Stop the Beef hotline. So if you call our Stop the Beef number right now, there's somebody that will answer that call and mediate right away with no police involvement.
And what's that number? Just tell them the number right quick. We'll get it back to you.
I'll get back to you.
We'll
remember that. Let's remember that.
We just changed those numbers because it was personal numbers, so I need to give you all the new Google number.
Okay.
What would you say some of your biggest challenges in running a movement like this?
Yeah, we grew really fast. This is now director of operations. We grew really fast. We've grown 300% from 2020 to 2026. So we've grew about 1,000% overall, really, over those 5 years. So it has grew massively and quickly, and that has had its challenges, because sometimes you get caught in between as a nonprofit. So if you're a nonprofit under this amount, you don't have to have an audit.
Correct.
But if you're a nonprofit at this amount,
Now
but
it's
if it
$1 million.
happens all in 3 months, someone asks you, well, why do you don't have your audit? Well, it just happened and things change really fast. So those are the challenges we face because we've grown and moved really fast. And so we had to create an infrastructure that meets the pace of where we are. And so I think we're pretty caught up now, but that comes with some territory.
Everyone wants a nonprofit, but guess what? It is not for the faint of heart.
It
Trust
is not
me.
as easy as you think.
Better be organized,
yes.
and accountable and transparent.
And your public. Everything that you put out is absolutely public.
Exactly. So what does We Are Us mean to you on a personal level, not as an organization?
Yeah, on a personal level, it's funny because we're in Lenten season and we have what they call credible messengers. And that term there is a way of saying individuals who have lived experience, basically have done things, have gone to prison, and have turned their lives around. And this Lenten season is about resurrection, right? I see hundreds of men whose lives literally have been transformed and resurrected from prison to being back home. Some guys as many as 32, some 42 years, but out changing young people's lives. And those are the guys that have real impact in the community, because we don't even understand this aspect. Like a lot of the stuff that goes on violence starts in a prison and on the street. And so to be able to have tentacles in both areas and be able to stop violence in both areas, it's very powerful. But the gift I get to see is a front row seat of a real resurrection and an individual whose life have totally changed from their experience from something happened for them at 15 years old. Now they're 50. And now they're changing the lives. So has been a piece of art that I've been admiring. And I don't know if I can say it, but I would say the hand of God on
You
individuals.
can say it.
Yes, you
the
can say
hand
it.
of God that is on their lives, that have changed their lives. So it's been a beautiful thing to see a real resurrection.
And so when you're going into these neighborhoods, I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
So they know how I get, y'all.
Oh boy.
No, but I'm fascinated by this. Like when you're going into these communities, have you ever felt like danger, like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous about this, because you're getting, I guess, in the line of fire.
Yes.
Like, what if they, if you're trying to mediate with some friends sometimes, then they turn against you. So how do you navigate through that?
I appreciate the question. And I'll say this is that if you go out, everyone feels safe. Even the governor and the mayor, their details step back because our details is that good. So we don't, it looks cool and it looks like this guy's walking, but you got
Don't try it.
perimeter. You got it's a real. We have a real detail. So no, we're prepared for anything. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So with that being said, we know you're not just talking. You guys are actually walking the streets.
Yeah.
What is something that you've seen out there that would shock people listening tonight?
Two things. First of all, you have to know that I've been in Sandtown for 30 years. So working in Sandtown 30 years. Pennsylvania Avenue. What I am amazed at, and we're not unfamiliar that Pennsylvania and North Avenue,
North and Penn,
and there, the age is getting younger. What I'm seeing nodding now versus 30 years ago, now I'm starting to see 15-year-olds. And that's different.
That is.
And even when we grew up, Cherie, you had the guys you could tell the difference between the guys who was the dealers and the guys that you can't tell anymore.
Listen.
Because the dealers look just like the people that so you can't even tell anymore. So it's there's a chemical warfare that we're dealing with right now that we have to attack that in a strong way. One of the things we just working on, the mayor just awarded us to work with the opioid crisis, but it was over 1,000 Black men dying from opioid crisis. That's more than the homicides.
That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. A year.
Wow. And did they give the ages?
Yeah, so we're constant. They want us to concentrate on 40 to 70. Yeah.
Wow.
What about the ones under 40?
Yeah, they have someone concentrate on that, but the density of it is that 40 to 70.
Wow.
And so, but what's the answer to that? So how are you guys, what does that look like? Are you bringing them to your center, triaging and then handing them off? What does that look like?
Yeah, we've been doing some great work, and so as far as the opioid, we're still in process of getting that going. We're still waiting on the city to
funding.
And just getting we sent the grant in, so that's in the play. But we're ready to go. I'll say that. Okay. I'll say we're ready to go. But as it relates to the organization, again, we inside of that proposal we put the hotline on there, to Stop the Beef hotline. But this is different because what people don't understand is when people have addiction episodes and crisis, sometimes they bring the police involved. And how many times have we seen it elevated and the police kill, and it's a mental health issue?
Oh yeah.
So what we are suggesting that we would not have to, that we would step in and mediate before the police be elevated, involved in it to help to mediate some.
And so how do you build trust in these communities that don't trust anybody?
Right.
I know what we do here at Power 52. But I'm so curious because you're going into their hood.
Yeah.
Here at Power 52, yeah, we're serving returning citizens and
Yeah,
things like that. But they're coming to us. So these are people who are willing and, able. Yeah, they're taking a chance. And that's the first thing at graduation. I always say, thank you for trusting us because you with your time, because that's major. They don't know us from a can of beans, So, but now you're going into their hood, and trust me, I'm in the hood. I'm down there. I know, and somebody come through foreign, you're like, well, who are you, and why should I trust you?
I mean, I think you absolutely nailed it, but it's almost the reverse. So the problem that we experience is you have all these resources that says, if you need resources, come to me. And what we said, they're not coming. So you have all these resource engines and no one's coming to them. So, but we have all this suffering in the community. So what we decided to do is go there with the resources. And that is where the trust starts, is that once they sign up, we walk them through the opportunity that they have. So I don't need you. If I have to come get you, we're willing to do it. We put you in the car right then and there. So, and the process starts right there on the spot. So it's about being on the spot. And then the second thing is, you said something, that word trust. And one of the things I tell people all the time, this is where trust is built. I'm dealing with men, and I'm dealing with African American men. They don't trust because of your title. They don't trust. You have to create a collision. When integrity and competency crashes, people will trust.
Say that again. Say that again.
You have to create a collision.
Say that again.
When integrity and competence, when you say what you say you're going to do and you're competent to deliver on it, and that collision happen, that's when trust starts.
And you're hitting the nail on the head, because, and I have to constantly talk about what we're doing here because we've had so many of our trainees come and say, you know what, you did just what you said you were going to do, but more. But more. That's the thing. So that's what you're saying. And early on, when I was building Power 52, and I tell this often, someone said to me, are you just another training program? And at the time when I was building it, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to be a training program. And the Lord had something bigger and better. That's why we're a school. And I said, but it stuck with me. And I said, I will not ever be just a training program. And so this is when I can't remember who, someone from the state of Maryland said, no, we want you to be a school. And at the time we were like one of two. It was JARC was the other school. We were the first two nonprofit organizations to ever be approved by the Maryland Higher Education Commission to own and operate a private career school and do what we're doing. And over the years, I've had people from different, higher ups say, what are you doing over there? Because I'm always doing something different, because I'll never be just another training program. We're always going to upskill. We have, alumni services. You're stuck with us, period. But it's the things, so everybody can do what we're doing. Everyone can go and teach a technical skill and say they're going to do this, that, and the third. But it's the recipe. It's the trust. It's all the things that you're saying that you're doing. And I'm just totally intrigued. I'm sorry.
No. You're fine. You're fine. So one thing, I wanted to ask, what does success look like for your community, not just on paper, but in real life?
I mean, I think we have a real goal out there. We've gone from 318 homicides to 130. We don't take the credit, but we will say that we were on the ground, boots on the ground, from the very beginning. And we do have a real goal. Baltimore have never seen under 100 homicides.
Mm.
And I believe that it can happen.
Speak it, so shall it be.
I believe it can happen. I believe we're going to see in my lifetime, and many of the people that's my age and older have never seen a Baltimore under 100 homicides, and I think we can see it in this lifetime.
Wow. Okay. So, what do you feel that people get wrong about Baltimore?
Yeah, I think
It was the chuckle.
there are several things that we get wrong. First of all, Baltimore charm is something that's very powerful. And Cherie, you know this. When you move in the county versus the city, nobody's barring sugar.
Oh, baby.
Nobody's. Can't go next door get some flour. Those type of things is what our city has been about for years, and family. And the charm of Baltimore. I love Charm City because it is a really charm city, and I think you'll miss it because you get so caught up in. I love The Wire, but it did it injustice because that's what people always think our city is about. The landscape of our city, you have water, you have trees over in Walterson and Beverly Hills. That's beautiful, and so it's a beautiful city. And the one thing that everybody that comes out of Baltimore, you have Baltimore grit. And that's necessary to make it in this world, especially during these times.
Exactly. I am delighted of what you said because I tell my kids about the stories of growing up in West Baltimore. I talk about, listen, my neighbors coming next door. Say, one time my neighbors came next door. Hey, Miss Carolyn, you got eggs? Okay, here, Eric. Oh, you got some milk?
Yes.
And she said, what are you trying to do? She said, you want me just to come and bake the cake?
That's right.
It's that type of thing.
That's right.
I mean, we just watched each other grow up. We did things together, block parties, all kinds of stuff. And baby, I can't name one person on my block.
That's right.
Because you stayed in a child's place.
No. I'm talking about now that I live in the county. I hate that. Yeah.
I know your neighbors.
But I did. No, I don't know.
That's by choice.
Yeah. But this is so good. So let me ask this. So if every man listening tonight took one action tomorrow, what should that be?
I mean, I think the number one thing is we have to touch the lives of our youth. We cannot allow our youth to be raised by the system. It is not enough to not be in the schools. It is not enough to not be in the neighborhoods. It is not enough. There are not enough men engaging in the lives of men, and that is a necessary ingredient for real transformation. Because what happens, and let me tell you, my hat go off to the mothers and the women that have raised these boys, but the men have to step in and be, even when the father's not there, you have to be surrogates to these young men because you have to have a model. You can only move when anxiety comes, people go back to what they were modeled and what they were practicing, not what they know is right. So if you don't have a model and you don't have a practice, then you wondering why our young men are doing what they're doing.
Oh, for sure. We had that conversation. We open up with Power Principles here at Power 52. And we kind of had this conversation, and sometimes we do barbershop talks or whatever. And I always would say, the single women raising the families, they're mimicking, what they see. And, so that's just interesting. I totally agree with it.
No, I like that. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So check this out. If you were blessed with unlimited resources, what would you scale first?
I would scale. I think the first thing I would scale is making sure that we have more community. Like housing is an issue in our city. It is a real issue, and it's hard to fix. Like we can set a family up, work with kids for a year, and all that work dismantled because the home is not intact. We have to figure out the housing thing.
Yeah.
The instability of housing. I just had a kid. I'm just share the story really fast. I know I gotta go. I just had a kid who lost his mother and his father. No mother, no father, and so we're working with this kid, and we take them home. They three of them are living in a vacant at 16 years old, and I we wept. We got them support. We took care of them. We gave them some things. We called the system and worked on some things. But this is what we have going. Like the housing insecurity. I have a 19-year-old right now, just had a baby, going from shelter to shelter, and can't go home. Home is not safe. So this housing insecurity, if I had
Wow.
resources, that's what I would try to work on, this housing
I
insecurity.
like that. Love that.
Yeah, no, we definitely agree with that. This is why when people come to us, that's something that we, just and one thing is trying to get it from men,
Yeah.
and if they don't have a record,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Why are you only willing to help when they've been incarcerated?
Right.
Help them where they are.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
So that's something that we're, looking at doing
That's
something
great.
with.
That's
Yeah. So we got to kind of wrap this up, but one last question.
Yeah.
So what's your message to the young man listening right now who feels like he's already too far gone?
Yeah. My message to you is, number one, you're not too far gone. You are actually at the right time, at the right moment, because if you're not incarcerated, you still have your life left. You have support. And I know you feel alone. I know you feel like no one's there to support you, but hear me. There are men out here that are willing to lay their life down and walk with you if you're willing to just identify who you are and just say, I need help. That's my message to you. My number, my line, I have over 500 to 1,000 men that walk with us and that are willing to lay their lives down for you. So if no one else told you, just know that we have men that are willing to walk with you and be a model for you.
And so if we need to plug you.
Yeah.
So if there's someone out there who are in need of resource, who's listening tonight, if somebody from church needs your help, or someone, just a neighbor, or somebody down the street, how do they get you? Look in that camera right there.
Yep. And we're everything We Our Us. We Our Us movement.org on every social media, Instagram, Facebook. Just hit us. If you hit message, direct, someone will answer right away. So just direct message, DM somebody. You know what I mean?
Slide in the DMs. Go ahead, slide in the DMs. Slide in the DMs.
We're prepared for you to slide in.
Slide in the DMs.
Slide on in.
I love that. We may have somebody slide in your DMs because we have so many. Now, are you only serving Baltimore City residents?
Well, we'll serve wherever we're needed. We're resourced in Baltimore City to serve Baltimore City, but we will. But it's about saving lives. It's not about just money. It's about saving lives.
Okay. All right. I love that.
Yeah.
We definitely gotta stay connected.
Yes,
you have to definitely send some people here to take advantage of what we're doing.
Absolutely.
The program is hybrid. And is at no cost, so it's no excuse.
$3.99.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm excited for us to work together. But before we get out of here, PJ has some hot seat questions for you.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So if you had a superpower, what would it be?
My superpower would be to fly.
Okay.
Yeah, I would get to save life faster if I was able to move when to be able to fly. So that would be my superpower.
All right. Okay. Eat cereal with water or drink spoiled milk.
Eat cereal with water.
Yeah, listen.
Finish the lyrics. Ain't no need to worry what the night is gonna bring.
It'll be all over. Will it be all over?
Yeah.
It'll be all over.
In
In the morning.
Yes, yes, there you go. Yeah, that's the whinings.
Card.
Would you rather be told the hard truth or a comfortable lie?
Hard truth.
Okay. What's harder, starting or staying consistent?
Staying consistent.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Okay. Would you rather have your search history read out loud or your group chats projected on screen?
My group chats
Okay.
projected on screen.
Okay. Fame or fortune?
Fortune.
Chicken box or cheesesteak?
Chicken box.
Salt, pepper, ketchup.
Over east or over west?
Over west.
Over West, baby.
Walbrook Junction.
Mondawmin or the Plaza?
Mondawmin.
Okay. Sneakers or dress shoes?
Sneakers.
Okay. Would you rather have a ring?
Tennis shoes. It is.
Tennis shoes. Okay, tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes.
Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
As I've gotten older, I've respected the pause button.
Okay. All right.
Wow, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate
Oh
you,
my
Doc.
goodness,
Thank you.
this
Pastor
was
Corey.
so good.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank
he's
you.
gonna come in to your church.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm-
good.
I'm coming with you.
You know I'll go. I stay here.
The offering
I'm
bucket
gonna-
gonna be
Hey,
full.
you know what, PJ, pass the offering plate right now. Ways to support Power 52: Cash App, Givelify, Zelle. Oh my goodness, anywhere.
Changing the couch.
That part.
We take it
Or
all.
Shop our swag. Shop our swag. If you want any of our, all the proceeds go to supporting our programming. And we just don't do just the school. We have outreach, all the great things, that we're doing.
That's right.
And guess what?
Talk to 'em.
Back by popular
Talk to 'em.
demand. Can we cue it up? Our fourth annual golf
September
outing.
10th.
Listen, you guys gave me grief last year for not having the golf
September
outing.
10th.
Get these foursomes while they're still hot. Get them because they will be sold out. We're going to cut it off April 10th.
Shout out to Porch Enclosure Systems, Jimmy Seafoods.
Exactly. They are going to be there.
Yes,
that's
they
that
will.
VIP breakfast. Everybody wanted that.
Oh, and shout out to those we won today.
Oh, yeah.
Opening day.
Get them to sponsor.
I'm working on it.
Hey, guys, tune in for the next episode. Let's see, April 9th.
April 9th.
With guest Howard John. And we'll talk about vibe coding. I am super. Listen, this is so good. I know. Do your research about vibe coding. And I'm thinking about hosting a little workshop here at the office for 20 people. It's not solidified yet. So that you guys can learn to vibe code. We're literally looking to put that together.
Okay.
Because we want to help out some entrepreneurs, some people who need some things to
we
help
just want to Kiss the community.
Kiss the community. That's
with our
the,
resources.
that's the only people we kissing, baby.
That's it.
But until then, remember, life is short, so be sure to forgive quickly,
love truly,
and kiss the community with your gifts.
Mwah.